Malloch for the Bon Secures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final clash between Doon and Kildimo Pallaskenry here in Fitzgerald Park. I'm delighted to be joined in commentary by Matt O'Callaghan. Matt, in this game we're at the business end of the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship for the year of 2022. We've Doon, Kildimo, Pallaskenry. They've never met before in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. To say it's a novel pairing is an understatement. Doon obviously firm favourites, but Kildimo, Pallaskenry as a club have had a fantastic year. They don't want to see it stop today.
No, they don't. And, you know, they're here on merit. And, of course, you know, really what we want to see, you know, we want to enjoy the continuation of the Kildimo Pallaskenry Odyssey. I suppose they have been signifying for a couple of years now, dating back to this very venue in 2017 when they won the Intermediate Championship, you know, that they were upwardly mobile and that they were going to make a breakthrough. Well, today they have announced that, you know, they have arrived at the top table, and it'll be very interesting to see. But what I'm very interested to see is that in the early days of Section A and Section B, John, we lamented the disparity that was between the two teams coming up from Section B into the quarter-finals. Now, that was turned on its head last year when we saw South Liberties pressing Kilmallock to extra time, and were it not for the late intervention of Jason Gillan with 4 points in as many minutes late in the game, that's what it took to put Adair to bed. So it'll be interesting to see if we'll have more of the same today. There is no doubt Kildimo Pallaskenry, they're worthy of their place here in the quarter-final, but basically they're in bonus territory at this stage, and of course it gives them an early opportunity, John, to benchmark themselves against one of the sides, the likes of which they will be playing on a regular basis in Section A in 2023.
Quick check on the teams now here in Kilmallock, starting with Doon, who showed two changes from the side named earlier this week. In goals, Tomas Lynch, number 19, Mikey O'Brien comes in for Jack Cummins and is joined in the full back line by Tommy Hayes and Chris Thomas. Half back line, Patrick Cummins, Richie English is captain of Doon at centre back, and Josh Ryan. Darragh O'Donovan is joined by Cormac Ryan in midfield. Half forward line, Kevin Maher, Pat Ryan and Eddie Stokes. Full forward line, Dean Coleman, Dara Stapleton, and number 21, Keane O'Donovan is in for Jack Ryan. The Doon manager is of course Tyke Hayes. Over to Kildimo Pallaskenry now. John Chalk in goals, full back line, Luke O'Keefe, Cian Hayes and Tony McCarthy. Half back line, Davy Fitzgerald, Jack Milan and Cahill Downs. Midfield sees Sean Barry partnered by Peter Nash. Half forward line, Jack O'Keefe, Liam Griffin and Connor Staff. And the full forward line, Darren O'Connell, Kyle Hayes, the captain of this side, and Barry O'Connell. And the manager of the Kildimo Pallaskenry side is of course Natal O'Grady. Matt, plenty of stars on both sides. Not going to ask you to pick out too many, but
it's a stellar cast, John.
On either side, yes. I mean, in one side you have the Doon side led by Richie. If you just talk about the two captains, even Richie, of course, has been an outstanding player for Limerick in the past, will be in the future too. Struggling to make the starting lineup shows how strong the Limerick side is. Has been in exemplary form for Doon at centre back this year. Yeah,
but what interests me particularly, John, is looking at the programme there, and among the Doon subs, you know, and the likes of Barry Murphy and Adam English. You know, they have played most of the campaign without Adam English. They have played the last two games now, or the last game anyway, without Barry Murphy, obviously carrying an injury. So, you know, it gives you a sense of the strength of the Doon team, but you would have to believe that the fact that they're not in the starting 15, that they're probably not match fit and unlikely to participate in that game. But likewise with Kildimo Pallaskenry, you know, probably have less well-known names than Doon. But you know what they have in abundance is they have self-belief in abundance in their own ability, and you know they work so hard for one another and complement one another. So it complements, you know, and it makes up for, we'll say, any stellar names that they might be missing.
Just going to pause now for a minute's silence for Jessica Gearin of Kildimo, and of course our thoughts as well with that horrible tragedy up in Donegal yesterday. course, our thoughts and prayers once again with all those affected up in Donegal. And we'll also now pause for our Naveen. Matt, ideal conditions here for a quarter final of this magnitude. Put your head on the chopping block time. Who's going to win it?
Absolutely perfect conditions down pit side while ago there. It's like dream conditions, and I'm going for Doon to win, John. I think they will. But if Kildimo Pallaskenry were to upset the odds, John, I wouldn't put it down as a shock. Nothing more than possibly a surprise.
Yeah, indeed, Mike Sexton, our referee from Blory for this afternoon / we are underway here in Kilmallock, and it's Sean Barry straight away in possession for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Battle of possession as he loses control of the ball. It's going to fall their way again. It's number 11 Liam Griffin, certainly not playing at centre forward, plays it up along the line to Darren O'Connell. He needs like a bit of a help, does Darren O'Connell. He's done very, very well, gets his pass away, and it's a chance now, but it's broken up there. It's Barry O'Connell that had possession, but Doon have done well to dispossess the Kildimo Pallaskenry number 15, but the ball up the field isn't one of their better ones by Eddie Stokes. Eventually Pat Ryan is onto it though for Doon, and Pat Ryan on the run, no better sight, but he has thrown the ball, says referee Mike Sexton, and it's going to be a free. Matt, frenetic enough start.
Yeah, absolutely, and tis what you'd expect. It's a quarter final of the championship, and both teams will be wanting to lay down markers right from the start. So we have a free down here, and who's stepping up to it but John Chalk.
Speaking of laying down a marker, Matt,
and I wouldn't bet against John Chalk in any situation. But what Kildimo Pallaskenry have is probably one of the best free takers in the county in Sean Barry.
Indeed, to do anything that Doon give away from 100 yards or so is in Sean Barry's range, as this one drops down towards Kyle Hayes, who's playing at full forward. Big hit on Richie English there from Darren O'Connell, and I think Mike Sexton is trying to calm things down. I think he's indicating there that Darren O'Connell, well, Richie English turned into Darren O'Connell, I think is what the referee is saying there, Matt. But
yeah,
you know, worry, Richie seems to be okay though very quickly.
Yeah, he seems to be okay, but he initially felt it, but yeah, there's no question about it. He's Richie's health is okay. He's going to be back in action. It's just these early exchanges that we're seeing, and you know, fellas really flying out of the blocks from the start.
It's going to be Josh Ryan with this free right on the 21-metre line. And the call comes from Jimmy Quilty, the Doon trainer, to keep it away from the spare man. It's exactly what Josh Ryan has done. Over towards Keane O'Donovan there, up for Kildimo as well, but Keane has it in the hand, initially at least anyway, but neither side in the early stage of this game able to win really any clean possession. But Keane Hayes has though for Kildimo Pallaskenry, plays it across the middle to Liam Griffin. Griffin plays it low, and it's a good ball indeed towards Connor Staff. Connor Staff, an injury worry for Kildimo Pallaskenry before the game. Josh Ryan is in, but so is Cathal Downs for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Richie English is all over him like a rash, and the play continues here. Kildimo Pallaskenry trying to win it again through Jack Milan there, but again Doon are there, and it's Darrell O'Donovan has it. Darrell O'Donovan still going. Mike Sexton leaving a lot go here. He's over carried, and it's going to be a free in, as Matt mentioned. Sean Barry, one of the best free takers in the county, Matt, and you know, he's his first chance of the game.
This is his first chance, and from what I've seen of him previously in the competition, it's certainly within his compass. But we've already noticed that is it Peter Nash has slipped back into the role of sweeper, so that there's a free man here at the Doon side as well. So this will be interesting to see how this will develop.
Sean Barry With this first free of the game from a scoreable distance from his point of view. 3.5 minutes on the clock as Sean Barry sends that one straight over the middle. Matt, first score of the game for Kildimo Pallaskenry.
Yeah, and sure, you know, I was quite satisfied before he stepped up to it. That was from what I had seen within his compass, and he put it over John with a good bit to spare.
Sharp puck out from Tomas Lynch into Tommy Hayes. Good movement from Cormac Ryan. Played in towards Dara Stapleton. Stapleton is out to it ahead of Cian Hayes. Has it in the hands now. There's Dara Stapleton. Stapleton looking for a bit of help. Finds it in the middle for... It's a chance for Kevin Maher in the end, who gets it into the hand and levelling score, Matt. Very quick response from Doon.
Yeah, it's the response that Tyke Hayes and Jimmy Quilty would be looking for, an immediate response, and a good point from a very good young player.
Darragh O'Donovan has intercepted that puck out from Kildimo Pallaskenry, and John Chalk flicked on by Pat Ryan towards Cian O'Donovan, and it's a 50-50 battle between him and Peter Nash. And O'Donovan had the heavy hit in, but it's going to be Kildimo Pallaskenry, and Davy Fitzgerald plays it long, too long in this sense, and it's easily picked up by Mike O'Brien. O'Brien has time and space, tries to pick out Cormac Ryan just a little bit ahead of him initially. Ryan now under pressure from Liam Griffin. Good work from Griffin. Has he been tripped? Referee says no, tells them all to get on with it. Hand pass comes back to Richie English. Doon, outrageous dummy from English, needs a bit of help, finds it in the form of Tommy Hayes. Kyle Hayes is in though on his namesake, and Kildimo Pallaskenry have managed to earn a good turnover here, but Doon have it back once again. All over the place this game at the moment. The shot's going to come in from Patrick Cummins. The last time he played in Kilmallock, he got the winning goal against Patrickswell. He's got Doon's second point of the game.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, and a good bit of a patient build up by Doon, and Patrick Cummins applied the finish from distance.
Yeah, fine score from Cummins. First of the game for him as John Chalk launches one. It'll drop around the 45-metre line. Up goes Connor Staff, but Josh Ryan is there for Doon. A battle for possession now. Jack Milan just got a little flick away from Kevin Maher. Back it comes to Cathal Downs. Downs finds Darren O'Connell inside. Well, at least looks to find Darren O'Connell. There's a sweeper there, and Richie English. O'Connell trying to get in. Great work from Darren O'Connell, but equally so by Richie English. And it's Patrick Cummins that has again flicks it towards Eddie Stokes. Advantage played here as Doon work it brilliantly. Tommy Hayes trying to avoid the sweeper, does so in towards Cian O'Donovan. O'Donovan has it. In fact, it's not. It's Coleman. That's Dean Coleman with the shot, and Dean Coleman has sent it to the right and wide. First wide of the game, Matt.
First wide, but it was very good approach play, and you know, it was a great effort to pick out the run of Dean Coleman. And normally from those type of situations, Dean Coleman can be lethal, you know, but that one just tailed to the right of the post and wide.
Maybe just a sighter for Dean. Very strong off his left, Matt, as we've seen for a long time now, even though Dean Coleman's still a very young man. He's a lot of experience at this level as John Chalk switches it this time over towards Kyle Hayes. Tommy Hayes trying to bottle him up, but did so illegally. And he's holding onto his hand, I think, is the signal, Matt, and a fairly blatant one.
Yeah, I think that was a very easy decision for Mike Sexton there. He got it spot on. It was a foul on Kyle Hayes. Of course, Kyle Hayes, you know, it's only 2 games back in the penultimate round against Blackrock when he scored 10 points from play. It was an absolute privilege to be there on the day. He was absolutely on fire. Subsequently against Ballaskenry, he was held to a single point, but on the day I think he was carrying a bit of a knock.
Yeah, carrying a hamstring injury, he informed us after the game, just trying to mind it.
Which impeded him considerably, and he didn't move out from the full forward line during the whole course of the game, but we can already see that he's beginning to roam today, which suggests that, you know, he's a clean bill of health in that regard.
A few metres outside the 45 here for Sean Barry's second attempt. He was on target with his first. It's Kildimo Pallaskenry's only score to date. That's Barry with this strike. Yep, straight over the bar once again from the Kildimo Pallaskenry free taker. 8 minutes on the clock nearly. That's 2 points apiece here in Kilmallock.
That was meat and drink to Sean Barry, and I think you alluded to it briefly earlier on, John. Do have to be very, very careful with this guy around as to where and, you know, giving away frees, and he strikes a very good line ball as well.
We're just about to see maybe the commentator's curse, Matt. Well, he certainly scored a beauty against Garspillan. Nothing wrong with that one. Delivered in around the full forward line. Mikey O'Brien is there. Pickpocketed out by Kyle Hayes, and Hayes is on the run. One of the reasons he could be around the goals is for just this moment. Opts to pop it over the bar, though. Excellent from Kyle Hayes, Matt. You alluded to it moments ago. just further evidence of the danger he has inside there.
Absolutely, you know, the way he made the space for himself, shortened the grip on the hurley and just got it over the bar. It was a difficult angle enough, but he made sure that it was going on target.
Mikey O'Brien has this one, delivers it high, delivers it long. Isn't the biggest full forward line in there though, as Cian Hayes goes up at the paw. It drops, brilliant shot, and an even better reaction save from John Chalk. Dean Coleman left fly first time. Chalk just stuck the hurley up at it. He was lucky it was straight at him, Matt. He still got the save in. And that could be something big later on in the game.
Yeah, but you know, that's what John Chalk, he's been around a long time. He has seen an awful lot of it, but that's what he brings. He's such an integral part, you know. He's been around over 2 decades, and he's such an integral part. And if you look in the totality of the campaign, his goal in injury time against Barry Brown changed the whole dynamic of the group, you know, so... you know, he can do it at both ends, Chalky.
No question about that. And has done so for a long time. And I don't think he's finished yet by any stretch. As Darragh O'Donovan right on the 45-metre line with this sideline ball. It's a beauty of a strike from O'Donovan. It's a beauty of a score from Darragh O'Donovan. We're level for a third time, Matt. Scored the game so far.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the great skills of the game of hurling, and Darragh O'Donovan has perfected it. And you know, I sometimes wonder why Limerick don't use him more often in that role.
Cian Hayes takes it short before delivering long towards Conor Staff and Josh Ryan. Neither able to win it. Darren O'Connell is there first. Mikey O'Brien gets the challenge in, pushing it back, maybe not. Chris Thomas has maybe gotten away with one there. Play continues though, as both sides battle for possession here on the near side, up near the 21-metre line. No sign of white smoke with possession as of yet, until of course Mikey O'Brien takes it away. Great work from Mikey O'Brien. Hand pass though towards Pat Ryan isn't one of his better ones. Barry O'Connell has it. Barry O'Connell with the shot. The shot didn't have a problem with that one whatsoever. Straight over the bar from Barry O'Connell.
Yeah, great effort from Barry. Of course, Barry was an All-Ireland medal winner with Limerick in 2018, and a Munster under 21 medal with Limerick in 2011. You know, Barry is vastly experienced.
It's into the middle now with Kildimo Pallaskenry. It's Liam Griffin that had it. He carried it past 2 Doon players, but in the end was caught for steps, and an easy decision after he throws the ball away makes it a very much easier free. Cormac Ryan might have lined up the first one, and it's going to be Dean Coleman that'll pop this one. You'd imagine Matt straight in front, 45 metres out, meat and drink.
Yeah, you would bank on him, but you know, had Adam English or Barry Murphy been around, Dean Coleman would hardly be acting in this capacity, but he's quite good.
Indeed he is. He's had to get the old free taking duties back with him in the last game, and he's amazingly, Matt, from our point of view, having nearly chalked it down already, he's put that one wide.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the ones that are straight in front of the goal are the hardest, and it just tailed to the right of the goal and wide, so he'll be disappointed with that.
John Chalk's puck out in towards, and there it's Jack O'Keefe that was trying to win it, but Kevin Maher and Doon have won possession, but it's dropped again. Little pull on it from Tony McCarthy, but it's fallen for Eddie Stokes. Stokes now on the move for Doon under severe pressure from Sean Barry. No free, says referee Mike Sexton, and it's going to end up a sideline ball.
Into Darragh O'Donovan again. It's from his range. It's similar to the last one, so I have no doubt it'll be Darragh O'Donovan who's currently ambling over to take it, I think.
Yeah, he certainly fancies it anyway, Matt, judging by the last one. He judged it to perfection on that occasion.
His brother has just stood over the ball to keep it watch until he arrived.
I think Cian might have fancied it himself too, Matt, but either way it's going to be Darragh lining this one up. As Matt O'Callaghan mentioned, he's already got one a couple of minutes ago. That was an absolute beauty. The angle is a bit more acute on this occasion, and as a result just closed the angle down a bit, Matt, about 15 or so metres closer.
It did, but he never really got hold of it as he would have liked to, and as he can. You know, the angle was probably too acute, John.
Indeed it was, as John Chalk absolutely launches this one going to that left hand side. Conor Staff puts the hand up, didn't really protect himself and got the treatment as a result, but legally so as Richie English tries to win it, gets a kick on it. English now under pressure immediately from Connor Staff. He's looking backwards, he's looking sidewards, gives a beauty of a pass towards Josh Ryan. Josh now will want to move on with this, suits Josh down to the ground with a bit of space to run into. Josh Ryan, he's a very hard man to stop, as you can see. 2 men easily beaten, but it just gets away from him. Cahill Downs, well, had it in his hand, then Josh Ryan flicks it. Should be a Kildimo Pallaskenry ball, neither side able to win. Clean possession here, and Kyle Hayes was hit by Josh Ryan. Josh Ryan has gone down, and it's going to be certainly a talking to. And Mike Sexton has certainly sent Kyle Hayes away from it, and I think he's not having any of this, Matt, basically.
And I think
the referee, Josh Ryan may get a yellow for his wild pull. Yeah. Don't think there was much in the one with Kyle Hayes and Josh Ryan.
He's consulting actually with his umpire on this, linesman on this side, John O'Halloran. But it's some fearsome sight, John. Josh Ryan in full flight in the game, you know. I'll tell you.
Not an easy man to stop, Matt. No, it took Kyle Hayes to chase back from full forward to put a stop to him.
And it takes courage to get in his way, you know.
So, just play on, says the referee. Throwing ball. It was a free to Kildimo Pallaskenry. Retaliation is the call here that makes the game. Makes a throw in, and we're going on with a battle for possession on the ground once more. It's Eddie Stokes that wins it. Back to Josh Ryan. Josh Ryan with the strike. Never really set, and that's going to tail to the right and wide. Yet again, Matt, it remains Kildimo Pallaskenry a point to the goal after nearly 15 minutes here.
Yeah, we didn't mention it already, but it's good to see Mike O'Brien back in the Doon colours. He's been absent for a while there. I think he has been suffering from a couple of knocks and that sort of thing. But it's great to see him back. A fine hurler, Mikey O'Brien.
That's Darren O'Connell, another fine hurler on the run here. Limerick panellist, of course, comes over to Barry O'Connell. Barry still going, but just lost it for a moment. Kyle Hayes trying to win it. Serious battles going on all over the field here from both sets of players. Pat Ryan, the latest one to win possession. Kevin Maher flicks it down in towards the full forward line. Peter Nash is up there. It's nearly a brilliant catch from Nash, but either way they come away. That's a foul back there on, I think it's Luke O'Keefe that was fouled, Matt, and either way it's going to be a free out to Kildimo Pallaskenry. Davy Fitzgerald indeed that was winning possession, and John Chalk will take this one. Matt, there are ferocious battles every time either side goes for possession.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's you know, it's a titanic struggle. This is serious championship hurling, John.
And John Chalk has spotted a run from Darren O'Connell there. O'Connell on the run. Chris Thomas there. Advantage being played. Darren O'Connell doesn't need it. 2-point lead for Kildimo Pallaskenry.
Yeah, and you know, John spotted him, and Darren made the run, and you know, it was meat and drink in those situations for Darren O'Connell once he rounded his man.
Man down in the middle of the park there. Sean Barry isn't in good health. Super catch from Peter Nash there as the ball's delivered. There's going to be a stoppage in play here as there is attention to Sean Barry. But Matt, while we have a little break, a little breath, maybe people were looking at this game as a procession for Doon. It's not happening.
No, not happening. Not happening. But that was never really going to happen. You know, that was never really going to happen because, as we said at the very outset, you know, Kildimo Pallaskenry are in bonus territory, like, and they can throw everything at it, and that's just what they're doing, you know.
Yeah, no surprise to see that at all here as John Chalk takes this indirect free. Sean Barry is thankfully back up and about as Chalk switches this one again towards Kyle Hayes. Hayes unable to win it, but he's broken it for Connor Staff, unable to get possession into the hand though. Initially Connor Staff then tried to hand pass, it was blocked, and Doon have possession once more. Richie English, another elaborate dummy, and English this time has got it away to Pat Ryan. Very far away from goal is Pat Ryan delivering towards Kevin Maher. Everything on that one from Cahill Downs, and Luke O'Keefe picks up the loose one. O'Keefe plays it towards Darren O'Connell. He's got options around him, Darren O'Connell, if he can win it. He certainly can. In it comes now to Jack O'Keefe. It's Jack O'Keefe with the shot. Is this a 3-point lead? Sadly, from Kildimo Pallaskenry's point of view, it's gone to the right and wide.
Yeah, actually, that's Kildimo Pallaskenry's first wide of the game, and they lead by 5 points to 3.
Dean Coleman trying to win this one, but Luke O'Keefe is all over him like a rash, and comes back now to Eddie Stokes. Stokes looking for a bit of help. Has it in Richie English from nearly inside his own half. This one's going to drop, and it's going to drop into the hand. Well, not into the hand of John Chalk. Could have maybe left it go wide. Wasn't taking any risk. Ball popped out of his hand. Thankfully, from his point of view, it didn't go into the net. But just a rare nervy moment, Matt, from the Kildimo Pallaskenry.
Yeah, rare. You would have thought it would be his ball all day, but these things happen, depending on the flight of the ball and what have you. But he opted for safety first, which was the important thing, and you should know that as a goalkeeper, John.
Plenty of times it's gone the other way for me, Matt, as a lot of people will tell you. As Cormac Ryan lines this 65 up. Cormac Ryan, the long place balls usually fall upon his shoulders throughout this campaign, and you see exactly why they're 1 point game yet again. Matt, Cormac Ryan maybe hasn't fully delivered yet on the underage promise shown, but he's had a good year for Doon.
Yeah, he's having a decent campaign, and he's taking some of the frees and taking them successfully. So that will be a major boost to him.
Indeed it will. Here is Cahill Downs now on the run. Cahill has had plenty of scores throughout this championship, but on this occasion just under pressure, it must be said, Matt, by another very good young player, Kevin Mahers. That one is taken quickly by Tomas Lynch to Chris Thomas. Thomas switches it in towards Cian O'Donovan, Dean Coleman, but out comes Davy Fitzgerald, having a fine game. Just a year out of minor, his first year at adult hurling here, delivers it towards Connor Staff. Josh Ryan is there to win possession. Fitzgerald is back there as well. Josh Ryan and Kyle Hayes also clash again there, this time on the ball, says referee Mike Sexton. And again, just another scrappy bit of play developing before Davy Fitzgerald gets it into his hand, and Davy Fitzgerald is found. Matt, he's the man who delivered the ball 60 metres later. Yeah. He's the one collecting the free as well.
Yeah. I've been very impressed during the campaign with this guy, Davy Fitzgerald. He's a very, very good young player, and I thought he played mostly midfield up to now, but he seems to be playing wing back today, and he seems to be, I think he's one of those players that's very adaptable,
Seems to be doing a man marking job in there, Matt, as well. And Cian O'Donovan, I think it is. So it's an interesting one we'll keep hold of. He looks to even be just down around the semicircle on the 21 metre line. So something to keep an eye on certainly here. As Sean Barry, 2 from 2 so far for the number 8 on the Kildimo Pallaskenry side. You can be sure that's 3 from 3 as well. Matt, we said it a couple of times before we went on air. We've said it a couple of times on air. You can't give away frees.
Not to Sean Barry, because you have to say in fairness, John, that the frees he has got already, none of them are a gimme.
As Kildimo Pallaskenry have it once more with Cahill Downs. Downs looking to deliver, just gives it low for Darren O'Connell. That's the type of ball he wants. 2 men on him quickly. Chris Thomas just to pull the jersey, and it's going to be another one for Sean Barry. Matt, there was two Doon defenders there. Was there a need to give the foul away? Darren O'Connell didn't have clean possession.
No, it was probably going nowhere. So, certainly Doon as presently are struggling a bit. They're struggling to get a grip in the game, and like Kildimo, started at a mighty pace, and they're maintaining it. Whether they can maintain it for 60 minutes is the question.
Indeed, that is the big question here, as Sean Barry. Just moments ago I mentioned he 3 from 3, should be 4 from 4. No mistake from the Kildimo Pallaskenry free taker. 21.5 minutes played here. It's Kildimo Pallaskenry 7 I should say, and Doon 4. Pucko comes now again here, battle for possession. That's Richie English has got the last touch on that, Matt, and it's a sideline ball for Kildimo Pallaskenry. And you would imagine, Matt, on the far side, Natal O'Grady is a very, very happy man right now.
Very, very, very happy. Very, very happy, because I have no doubt his instructions are being carried out to a tee out there at the way they're playing. And Cahill Downs is now stepping up to this line ball, and we will see what its destination is.
It's a good ball from Cahill Downs, but there's a trio of Doon defenders there to win that back, and Darragh O'Donovan is one of them. Darragh O'Donovan hasn't been fouled, says the referee. O'Donovan is still working for it, and it's in the end it's come to Jack Milan. I think that was in there, as well as Connor Staff, and it's another battle right in front of us here in the commentary area. It's bounced out, and Cahill Downs is there, and Downs plays this one without looking. Josh Ryan has it. And he's got an options with him too, and that options is Patrick Cummins. He's got one score already, Cummins. He's on the run here. He's looking for number 2 in the end instead, and Patrick Cummins has put that one straight over the bar. A much needed score for Doon.
Yeah, an excellent score by Patrick Cummins, and probably their 2 best scores of the game so far, John, have come from distance from Patrick Cummins. It's something that he's really added to his game this year.
Indeed he has, having a fine year at wing back, but a potential attacking option as well, of course, as John Chalk Sends this one long yet again. Richie English is there. I think it was him that got the hurley on it in the end. Onto it comes Patrick Cummins again. Connor Staff has it though, and Richie English just flicks it into a bit of space for himself. Under pressure from Darren O'Connell. English still going, gets a boot on it, but Doon are under severe pressure every time they go near the ball. Liam Griffin pings this one to Barry O'Connell. Lovely bit of foot movement from Barry. He's under pressure from Tommy Hayes, plays it over the head of Kyle Hayes though, but this one isn't dead yet. Josh Ryan and Kyle Hayes battle again. Two gigantics of the game here today. But it bounces out towards Richie English. Richie trying to make it safe again here. Darren O'Connell though is in on him like a flash here. English has it in the hand. Every time Richie English has it, Matt, he's under severe pressure. Doon are struggling to get out of their defensive area. Cormac Ryando's done well. Plays this one short to Eddie Stokes. There's a Kildimo Pallaskenry man down over on that far sideline. Eddie Stokes is on the run. He's made it to the 45 metre line. He gets the strikes away, does Eddie Stokes. We have a 1 point game yet again, Matt.
Yeah, great run by Eddie Stokes, like linking up, coming out of defence with the ball, making progress down the right and putting it over the bar. Got a couple of great points against Kilmallock the last day out, so Eddie Stokes has certainly scores in his locker.
Indeed he does. A good comeback from Doon there. I think it was Liam Griffin that was the man down, but he is back in the game here. But more importantly for Doon right now, Matt, Richie English is down, and I'm not sure what the full injury is here, but if Richie English has to come off this Doon team, it's a mighty blow.
Yeah, there was just a phase of play there, John, just about 2 or 3 minutes ago, when you remember Dan O'Connell was going down the left. Kyle Hayes had got into an excellent position, but Dan somehow overcooked the pass.
I think it was Barry.
Oh, was it Barry? Yeah, he overcooked the pass. Had it met its intended target, we could have had the first goal of the game.
And there's certainly a bit of concern surrounding the fitness of Richie English here for Doon at this very moment.
And it seems to be, the bench seem to be quite concerned down here under us, although they're not making contingency plans yet. It's in dinner replacement.
There doesn't seem to be any movement as of yet, really, at the moment. We'll just continue.
But you could see Mikey O'Brien moving to centre back, and possibly would be
maybe Jack Cummins who was due to start.
Happily there's no change. Richie is good, has been restored to good health for the moment, so he's taking his place and ready to go again.
Must mention as well, Matt, once again the weather conditions here in Kilmallock, absolutely beautiful autumnal day here in the heart of South Limerick, as John Chalk goes short and then goes long with this one. Two players up, one of them is Jack Millan, another was Kyle Hayes, but it's Darren O'Connell that one possession, but he's soon dislodged over by Mikey O'Brien. Good to see Mikey O'Brien in such good form here as Eddie Stokes delivers it in long. Pat Ryan has finally been put in his probably his best position as far as I'm concerned anyway, inside by the edge of the square as he shoots this one. Pat Ryan gone to the left and wide, Matt, but it's strange to not see him as involved, or the lack of involvement he's had so far in this game.
But that was a very good effort by Pat Ryan. It was a difficult angle. Now I think we have, is it Kyle Hayes?
No, it's Connor Staff.
Sorry, it's Connor Staff.
Kyle Hayes breaking the ball down over there, but in fact it wasn't. It's gone to the right and wide either way. It was Connor Staff with the shot. Bit of help from Jack O'Keefe as the puck came. And anyway, back with play. Moss Lynch goes short to Tommy Hayes. Tommy Hayes now trying to play this one, pings it towards Kevin Maher. Kevin Maher tried to flick it up. Cathal Downs is having none of it, and Downs comes away with possession. He's tripped and fouled, and it's going to be a long range free. Sean Barry is still into it. There was a look back to see if John Chalk was interested. Barry was having none of it, Matt.
No, I think John Chalk very quickly indicated, have a go, Sean. So it's long, but it's within his compass, and it'll be another message sent to Doon because it's well inside his own half.
Chance again for Kildimo Pallaskenry to go 2 points to the good. And Barry strikes this one. Looks very good again from our angle here. It's straight over again, Matt. He doesn't miss too often.
No, that was a huge point from way inside his own half. So, like, the message is loud and clear. Well, There's only a very slight breeze there, which is making little or no difference, John.
And this is Patrick Cummins looking for point number 3. It was a great catch over on that side from Cormac Ryan. Laid the ball back to Cummins, and that's a third excellent score from him.
Yeah, he has developed into a fine scoring wing back now, and all are from distance.
There's pressure now on Carl Downs from Keane O'Donovan. Soon helped out by Pat Ryan, and Ryan has it in the hand. Looking for a bit of help now. Pat Ryan just slips this one. Doesn't make Darragh O'Donovan though. Battle for it, and it's the man who's won the battle is Barry O'Connell initially. 50-50 challenge between him and Richie English. It's English that has come away with the possession. Goes long towards Kevin Maher in and around full forward. Blatant foul by Cian Hayes. Just hit him off the ball, and it's going to be a free in for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Well, it could be talk of a penalty too here, Matt.
Yeah, I think the referee,
man at the ball, I think, is the call.
The referee is definitely consulting before he's finalising his decision. And
Cian Hayes is protesting his innocence, but I don't think Mike Sexton's having it. There's no penalty outside the 14-metre line. So it's going to be a free for Dean Coleman. He's had one chance so far.
And I suppose if
45-metre line.
If you wanted an ideal free for redemption, this is it.
I think the call is as well 3 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, as Dean Coleman strikes this one, no problem whatsoever. And Matt, we're level once again for the 4th time.
Yeah, we have seen, I think, John, over the last 3, 4, 5 minutes, a bit of a resurgence in Doon, and it's just probably coming at the right time, coming up to half time. But we have a couple of minutes still to go. But I think, given the way they have played and the way that they have weathered what was a Kildimo Pallaskenry storm, they would be quite happy as where they are at half time, I think.
They would indeed, just as Doon's maybe dander was up a little bit. It's going to be another free in for Kildimo Pallaskenry. It's Richie English with a foul on Barry O'Connell. And we've hit the 30-minute mark, and 3 minutes has been confirmed, Matt. So Sean Barry will have another chance to add to his ever-growing total.
Yeah, and I wouldn't back against it.
No, not from what we've seen all year, previous years, and certainly today, and most certainly against Garspillane, their last group game that saw Kildimo Pallaskenry top Group 2 of the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship in 2022, as Barry hits this one. And again, repetition, Matt, straight over the bar. That one goes. Umpire up there, Johnny Hurley, raises the flag. Another score, another lead for Kildimo Pallaskenry.
Yeah, and I suppose they'll be happy maybe if they take that lead into half time. Now, this is an interception there by Barry O'Connell. Now we have Kyle Hayes on the ball.
And he'll be under pressure straight away with Kyle Hayes. Over carry, says referee Mike Sexton. And that's good work from Doon. They stopped him at source, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. There was 2 or 3 defenders around him. There was no place to go, and Mike Sexton was close on hand and saw the overcarrying and blew him for it. So, right decision by the referee.
Darragh O'Donovan with this free. He's certainly looking at it, Matt. It's a good distance inside his own 45-metre line. He's going to give it a crack anyway. He struck it beautifully as Darragh O'Donovan. There was a reason he was looking at it, hit the post and dropped. Dean Coleman's onto it. Peter Nash is soon onto him though. Coleman had it in his hand for a second. The ball dribbles away from him, goes out over the end line. That was some mighty strike from Darragh O'Donovan.
Unbelievable strike, and I suppose it's characteristic of what's happening here today with the striking. I mentioned the breeze briefly. It seems to be blowing across the field, John, but I'm not so sure that it's an asset to either side.
No, I don't think so. Battle now as Kyle Hayes and Josh Ryan go up. Kyle gets the hand on this one against Josh. Now Kyle is off again. Kyle Hayes going towards goal here. Flicks it across the edge of the square. Mikey O'Brien's there. Darren O'Connell is too. Brilliant block from Mikey O'Brien. Pulled in it again back there by Connor Staff. It's not dealt with yet. And eventually Chris Thomas gets the ball in his hand and gets it away towards Cormac Ryan. Liam Griffin is on him. Cormac Ryan slots the pass away to Eddie Stokes. Stokes delivers low towards Pat Ryan. Ryan out in front. Lets it go past him. Tony McCarthy. Maybe it was a dummy. Maybe it wasn't. Tony McCarthy is on to Pat Ryan. Still going. He's been fouled. And played to Hurley, says the referee, I think, Matt. And
very, very clever piece of defending by Richie English there. When the ball came across the goal, he shielded it with his body till Chris Thomas came in and affected the clearance.
Again, further evidence. Kyle Hayes caught that ball on the 45-metre line as quick as Josh Ryan is, Matt. He couldn't keep up with Kyle, and Did the right thing, maybe playing the ball
Yeah.
across the edge of the square. A great block from Mikey O'Brien on the shot.
Absolutely.
As well. And, the first time pull by Darren O'Connell.
Yeah, which is delightful to see.
So Dean Coleman has this free over on the far side. A very difficult angle, certainly for a left-handed free taker. Hasn't really struck that one well, but has it the accuracy? No, it does not. So that's 1 out of 3 for Dean Coleman in this half, Matt. And that's the half-time whistle blown by referee Mike Sexton. It's been a very entertaining, maybe a bit scrappy at times. That's more to do with what's at stake, Matt, more than anything else, I think, than the standard of play we've seen. We've seen some excellent scores, but ultimately it's Kildimo Pallaskenry that lead at the break by a point.
Yeah, and there's very few here on the ground, and there's a good sized crowd here that would argue that they are worthy for their lead. But as we mentioned just not too long ago, that there seemed to be signs as the half was wearing on, that there was Doon seemed to be finding some bit of a rhythm, and it'll be a very tough halftime team talk for Tyke Hayes and Jimmy Quilty. I'm sure that they will not be happy with the first half. I think by contrast, Natal O'Grady in the Kildimo Pallaskenry dressing room, can be anything but happy, because his side have done him proud in the first half, and they've done an excellent job so far.
Indeed they have. It's Kildimo Pallaskenry leading 9 points to 8 at half time here in Kilmallock in the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter final. Join us for the second half shortly. Welcome back to Kilmallock for the second half of the Sponsor Yours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final, where Kildimo Pallaskenry are leading Doon 9 points to 8. Matt O'Callaghan will join me in a second for the second half of this clash. Matt, we've just got word that Doon are obviously not happy with their management in that first half. They made 3 changes at the break.
Yeah, well, we did say like that it might be a tough half-time team talk, and of course we have seen, you know, they're enlisting 2 of the big stars now, Adam English and Barry Murphy, and of course my first reaction to that, of course, is John, it's great to see these players back, you know, and you know, when we come to championship games like this, you always want to see the best players, and like injury has dogged those 2 players for most of this summer, so it's absolutely great to be back, and it's great that you know, that there's a half an hour in them as they work their way back to the starting 15, very obviously, you know.
Yeah, 100%, and Barry Murphy is involved with a little bit of niggle off the ball straight away, but Doon will be looking for a very, very fast start to the second half, and it's Eddie Stokes that's trying to help him towards it. Gets a hand pass away after winning possession, and it's a foul straight away on Dara Donovan. Jack Milan as the hurley in, and it's a free straight away here for Doon at the start of the second half. Matt, immediately a chance for Cormac Ryan to level the game for a 5th time.
Yeah. So you can expect a response from Doon right from the start here.
Yeah, you can. Just a metre or so inside the 65.
Yeah, it's within his compass. He comfortably put over a 65 just before half time, and you know, he's the the advantage of a metre on this occasion.
Yeah, fine striker of the ball, Cormac Ryan. Nothing wrong with that strike either, as it's no problem whatsoever for the Doon number 9. First point of the second half goes to Doon inside a minute.
Yeah, and it's level terms, so you know there's going to be a new urgency about Doon now, because like if they had any doubt coming into this about, you know, the game, there's certainly no doubt about it now, you know, that they're really in the game.
Yeah, and that puck out from John Chalk going all the way over that far sideline. Matt, just a quick one as well. There's a fine crowd here in Kilmallock as well. Must be noted that it's great to see such a big crowd here as well. Yeah, and of course it's a very special venue, of course, you know, that creates an atmosphere all of its own, and yeah, absolutely huge crowd on the far side of the field, and a huge crowd immediately under us, right almost down to the corner. Adam English in possession, plays this one to the middle too. Barry Murphy on the run, hand passes it towards Eddie Stokes. He got Jack Ryan in close proximity, but Keane Hayes, it's a wild challenge, Matt, could be a card here. Yeah, but you know, getting back to the crowd, it's testimony, John. It's testimony to you know, the esteem in which Limerick hurling is held at the moment, and like in fairness, the group stages of the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship have delivered good fare, John. And you know, we'd be expecting a bit more on this now that we're into the knockout phase. Adam English had his first touch of the ball, and his second touch will be a free to put Doon into the lead. It's a long time since they had that lead, Matt, and they've had the desired start to the second half. And a long time since they had Adam English putting it over the bar, so that's a welcome sight. Doon are much happier with this start, no question of that already, as Liam Griffin tries to go through a number of players. He's overcarried it. The dander is certainly up from Doon's point of view. Adam English, Barry Murphy, all involved there, and it's going to be a free. Kildimo Pallaskenry are protesting at that one, Matt, and Liam Griffin really probably doesn't have too much grounds to do so. No. Mike Sexton is up with the play, and you know, he's making his decisions from very, very close quarters for the most part. Midway between the 65 and the 45 here for Adam English. Slotted the first one with no problem. Second on the attempt here from Adam English follows the same result. 2-point lead for Doon here in the early stages of the half. Yeah, it's looking very like, you know, that Doon have at last found their rhythm, because, and they were doing it we mentioned just before half time. 50-50 ball here. Richie English has been fouled by Kyle Hayes. And it's going to be another free here, isn't it? Richie English is down on the ground. Plenty of players surrounding Kyle Hayes. So it's going to be a free. Richie English is on his way back up. Doesn't seem to be in too much trouble after that one. Maybe just taking a little breather, Matt. But there has been a few wild hurleys around the place. It hasn't been a dirty game in any way.
No, well, not by any means, John. It's you have to put it down to the cut and thrust of senior championship hurling, and it's a good, tough, honest championship game for the most part, and sometimes we think to misconstrue it with it being a dirty game. It's far from it.
Absolutely agree with that, as Josh Ryan launches this one in towards the 21-metre line. Cian Hayes goes up and doesn't get to it. Pat Ryan doesn't either, and Peter Nash is the man to come out with possession. Back to John Chalk. Chalky launches it straight down the middle. There isn't too many there. Josh Ryan will be up. Ryan goes up. Doesn't win it cleanly though. Battle with Kyle Hayes yet again. Darren O'Connell now in possession for Kildimo. Pallaskenry gets the pass away, and Kyle versus Richie. Kyle is hooked brilliantly back there. Darragh O'Donovan with the hook on Kyle Hayes. Limerick teammates for such a large part of the year. Certainly not today. And it's a battle going on between Tommy Hayes and Kyle Hayes now. Shot ball coming in, it's gone to the right and wide, and Matt, they may have just been a little bit off the pace in that first half. Doon certainly are all over it in the second half.
Absolutely, and you could see the pressure that was put on Darren O'Connell initially, then on Kyle Hayes, and then on the striker, and it was belted hopelessly wide.
It's noticeable as well, Matt, to see Sean Barry in at full forward in the second half and limping quite heavily too as well, so something to watch from Kildimo. Pallaskenry's point of view too, as Tomas Lynch launches this one straight down the middle. Cormac Ryan is up at the hand, doesn't fall his way but does fall in the path of Eddie Stokes, and Cian Hayes again has gone high with the challenge, high with the hurley. Easy as you like of a decision like that from Mike Sexton.
I would say, John, Sean Barry may be limping, but come hell or high water, I think Kildimo Pallaskenry will want to keep Sean Barry on the field.
So Adam English has had 2 frees so far. Chance now for number 3, and they've all been, well, certainly for someone of his standard from place balls, have been relatively straightforward. In this one, well, you'd imagine, Matt, will be follow the same suit. That's exactly what's happened here. Is a third one in a row for Adam English.
They're quite happy to attack, draw the freeze, and Adam English will do the rest.
3 in a row from English, 4 in a row for Doon at the start of the second half. Kildimo Pallaskenry yet to score as Josh Ryan gets a flick to that one. Patrick Cummins now and Jack O'Keefe battling for it, but Darragh O'Donovan wins the loose one. Eddie Stokes has it again here and it's played off. It was Jack Ryan indeed, gives that one away, and off goes Eddie Stokes this time. There may be a goal in the offing here. It drops. He's going to go for it. Well blocked by Peter Nash. Still going, those Cummins. Chance maybe developing. Is into Coleman. Coleman low into the back of the net. Brilliant goal for Doon. And that may not have been coming from chances wide, but Doon are dominant at the moment.
Absolutely. It's a complete domination, and the build up to that goal was excellent. But John, and I'll refer to it again, as a goalkeeper, he didn't give John Chalk a chance, because how he struck the ball and where it hit the ground, no goalkeeper would have saved it.
No chance whatsoever there for Chalky. As Kildimo Pallaskenry really needs something fast here to get back in the game. It's completely gone Doon's way in the second half. 6-point advantage for the East Limerick side as this one's played into the middle. Patrick Cummins hurley is up and the ball is back in his hand, flicks it away towards Chris Thomas, and Thomas just collects that one comfortably into his hand, plays it low up the line. Run on now between Dean Coleman and Jack Milan. Coleman is there, and Coleman, when looking for the free, doesn't come though. Kyle Hayes and Barry Murphy battle for possession. Barry Murphy has lost the helmet, gets the hand pass away though. Cormac Ryan, brilliant block from Kyle Hayes. Stopped a certain score, you'd have to imagine there. Cian Hayes just picks up the loose ball here and over towards Cahill Downs. Doon are hunting in packs at the moment, and the leader of that pack at this moment is Adam English. English steps one way, steps the other, gets the shot away. Adam English with a stunning score. His 4th of the half, Matt. His first from plates, not his first from plates, waved wide. I thought by John Chalk's reaction it was over the bar. The umpire on that side, John Hurley, didn't agree.
No, but you see what Adam English brings to the team, and you see what he will bring to the county team as well. So we just got a little cameo of it there.
The puck out again from John Chalk, just goes out over that sideline. There's panic stations here for Kildimo Pallaskenry at the moment, and you can see at least one sub lined up over on that far side by Natello Grady, getting ready to come in. Imagine the likes of Paddy Hartigan will be champing at the bit, Dylan Corrigan, Kieran Barry maybe as well, as this one heads into the middle. Up goes Liam Griffin, maybe a hand on the back. Nothing forthcoming from the ref though. Got a clean pull on the ball here, and it's Doon winning possession yet again here. And it comes to the marauding Patrick Cummins, looking for point number 4 for Patrick Cummins. Matt, he's giving a virtuoso performance of attacking wing-back play.
Yeah, it's kind of a sort of Eye of the Rovers display by Patrick Cummins, but what he's doing is he's moving up along the right, making himself available. They're copycat scores, you know. There is nothing, you know, but his execution of the scores is absolutely excellent, John.
Yeah, that puck out from John Chalk, finding Darren O'Connell, and that free is what's forthcoming there. Here's the substitution now for Kildimo Pallaskenry, first of the game for them. And we're just seeing, waiting to see who's coming off here for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Yeah, it's Jack Milan. It's not, indeed. It's Jack O'Keefe that's coming off on the Kildimo Pallaskenry side. I'm just confirming, Matt, who's on. Is it? It's Paddy Hartigan, is it? It is indeed Paddy Hartigan. So first up for Kildimo Pallaskenry, Sean Barry lines up. First free of the second half for him. He got 6 in the first half. And that's point number 7 for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Nearly 11 minutes of the half played. That's their first score.
Yeah, I think that's a very welcome score for Kildimo Pallaskenry. At least it arrests the sequence that has yielded 1-5 without reply.
As Paddy Hartigan straight into the action here, plays this one, plays it a little blind up towards Darren O'Connell and Sean Barry. There's another foul, and Tommy Hayes is the man that's been fingered there by Mike Sexton. I think he's indicating, Matt, that he played the hurley but no ball, so it's another chance for Sean Barry to reduce the deficit to 5 points.
Yeah, it'll be a 5-point game again, and
again, so he's got 7, Matt. They've scored 10. You know, the maths. I'm not the best at maths in the world, but they're fairly obvious.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put the top of the pen here, the cover of the pen against betting against Sean Barry putting this over the bar, unless he goes for a goal, of course.
A bit early maybe for that. They are 5 points down. Sorry, 6 points down. This is the chance to make it 5. Sean Barry makes no mistake yet again from there, so it's another one for him. And more importantly for Kildimo Pallaskenry, they reduce the lead to 5. Here it's been a whirlwind of a second half thus far here from Doon, and Adam English is a huge part of that. Gives it to his namesake Richie English. Richie with his first chance of the half, just a little flick of the wrist, and Richie English sends that one over. Matt, he's usually good for a point or two a game, just brings up the scoring total a little bit.
It's an inspirational score, John. When you see your centre back, who is your captain, coming up and delivering a score like that, it's saying, hey lads, come on, this is how it's done.
Yeah, superb stuff from Richie English. Again though, noticeable to see that Adam English involved here as Paddy Hartigan wins that puck out. He's up against Richie English. He's gone out over the sideline, says the linesman over that far side, John O'Halloran. So it's going to be a line ball for Josh Ryan and Doon. Matt, have to give Doon serious credit. They made the changes. They went for, maybe not for broke at half time, but they were subsequently unhappy by what they saw in the first half. They got the desired reaction to Ty Gaze and his backroom team.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and you know, we wondered at the start the fact that particularly Barry Murphy and Adam English were on the bench. The fact that they were named, they were probably nearly fit at least. So we're going to see a half an hour of them. We already have seen the huge impact that Adam English has made.
It's going to be a free here for Doon again. It's Kyle Hayes that's been picked out by referee Mike Sexton. Came in high with the hurley. Adam English has gone back to take it, Matt. He's got 3 from 3. That one that we thought was over the bar from play as well. Well, we know he has the distance. Will the accuracy follow?
Yeah, this is from considerable distance, well inside his own half. It's a huge strike, and it is
just drops to the right and wide, Matt. Just about on his range, I'd say. Struck it well. Maybe not as well as Darragh O'Donovan struck that one in the first half.
Well, it was within his distance, as you flagged. It might be the accuracy that might have cost him, and that's exactly what happened.
Huge puck out from John Chalk going towards the semicircle there. Richie English won it initially. Josh Ryan picked up the loose ball, but hasn't won it, or haven't been able to clear it. But they pick up the loose ball as Chris Thomas, and a lovely ball up the line to Barry Murphy. Murphy switches play beautifully into Dean Coleman. This would be a beautiful score. Coleman, sadly, from Doon's point of view and from Hurling's point of view, doesn't have the finish.
Yeah, and you know, the build-up was really very good, but you'd have to say if Doon advance from this game, they're the type of chances, John, that you cannot afford to spot them.
No chance of that, as Richie English gets the last touch on that one. Going to be a sideline ball to Kildimo Pallaskenry. Sean Barry, Matt, will make his way over to take it.
Yeah, the angle is very tight. Now, where he to put it? No, I think, yeah, he's making his way over.
Kildimo Pallaskenry badly in need of a score here. They trail Doon 114 to 11 points. We played 15 minutes of the second half of this Pontsecours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter final in Kilmallock. Kildimo Pallaskenry led by a point at half time. Forget about that for a second. That's as good as you're going to get. Reminiscent, Matt, albeit on the other side of Tony Kelly's won the Munster final.
Yeah, absolutely excellent. The angle was it was on the 20-metre line.
Stunning stuff, and we have a fine game yet again here in Kilmallock. Matt, it has to be noted that we've seen two beauties from Darragh O'Donovan and Sean Barry in this game. A stunning skill to be able to have in your armoury. And Barry O'Connell on the run here. O'Connell half hooked by Chris Thomas there. It's going to drop in around the edge of the square. It's caught though by Tomas Lynch on the line. Doubles back towards his goal. Always a dangerous one, but Doon managing that one. Well, they were managing it for a moment. There's been a pickpocketing there. Darren O'Connell is on it. O'Connell gets the shot away. It's another one for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Matt, 4 points in it now.
Yeah, the gap is closing, and you know, I think Kildimo Pallaskenry are recapturing their mojo as we enter into the home straight. There's about 47 minutes gone, I think, at this stage. So, you know, we could be in for a very interesting 12, 14 or 15 minutes, whatever is left.
Feed we cut here as Darragh O'Donovan looks to win this one for Doon. Does so. Has the flick back to Richie English. A chance for English to get a second score there. Richie English with the strike this time. Yeah, it has gone to the right and wide. Another wide for Doon. It was 7-3 at half time. It's certainly more than that. Doon in double figures now. It was Darren O'Connell with that last score for Kildimo Pallaskenry, of course. And this one comes from John Chalk. Darren O'Connell score, putting 4 between the sides. It's Barry O'Connell now. And it's pickpocketed absolutely brilliantly by Cormac Ryan. And it's Chris Thomas now with the strike. Chris Thomas has hit it. Chris Thomas has put 5 between the sides again. Lovely stuff from Chris Thomas. It was Cormac Ryan with a bit of play initially as well. And there's going to be a little break in play here. I think there's 2 Doon men down, Matt. Cormac Ryan is down. And there's another one down as well.
We're trying to see who's down here at this end. It looks like Mikey O'Brien to me from here.
Indeed it is Mikey O'Brien, Matt. Indeed it is. So a little bit of concern for Ty Gaze out in the field at the moment. That excellent score though coming courtesy of Chris Thomas. Matt, Doon have scorers all over the field.
Absolutely. And of course Chris Thomas is one of those very exciting young players coming through in Limerick, and was a very, very important member of the Limerick under-20 team that was beaten by Kilkenny in this year's All-Ireland final. So I think we're going to have a couple of changes for Doon now. It looks to me as if Jack Cummins is being readied to come on. I think Mikey O'Brien's day is over.
Yeah, it looks to be the case for Doon. Indeed it is. Mikey O'Brien coming off, and I think they've Garrett Thomas warming up as well, Matt. So just try and confirm that. Certainly an injury for Mikey O'Brien, having a storming game up to that point, but injury troubles that have beset him for so long now seem to be not fully clear yet.
Yeah, it's most disappointing to see that happening, to a player of the calibre of Mike O'Brien.
And John Chalk goes short to Cian Hayes. Chalk then with a beautiful dummy that sold Barry Murphy down the river before launching this one. He's launched it all the way towards the edge of the square. There's plenty up here, and that's the kind of thing that Kildimo Pallaskenry will need to do. It's gone out for a 65, and it's an interesting tactic, Matt. He gave the short one to Cian Hayes. Barry Murphy ran in. Chalky looked like he was going to launch it, sold him an outrageous dummy. Delivered that one towards the edge of the square, and maybe, even though it's only 5 points and plenty of time, Truck Highland around there, it'll cause havoc at least.
Yeah, there is plenty of time, and you'd back on Sean Barry to make it a 4-point game after this.
Yeah,
and
Sean Barry has been absolutely perfect so far in this game.
What are we heading to, 52 minutes?
Just coming up to the 50-minute mark.
Oh, sorry, 50 minutes.
So there is plenty of time here for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Only 5 points between the sides. And this again, if Barry can land it, would make it a 4. He's got a sideline. He's got plenty of frees. Trying to add a 65 to it now is the Kildimo Pallaskenry number 8. And, yep, the flag will go up. 15 minutes on the clock, and we have a 4-point game again.
Yeah, there was no doubt at all about it. He stroked it just with ease over the bar. 4-point game. Still very much in the melting pot.
Very much so. Tony McCarthy now hasn't given Pat Ryan an inch this afternoon. He struggled to get into it here. And it's Dean Coleman. Did he throw it? No. Cian Hayes couldn't get to it though. Battle now. Cahill Downs is there. It's going to pop out towards Liam Griffin. Griffin now needs a bit of help. Finds it. A good pass over to Davy Fitzgerald. Adam English is chasing him down though. Pressure on here. Fitzgerald felt the pressure. Gets it back into his hand and has done very well to come away with that one. Needs help. Finds it in the form of Connor Staff. Kyle Hayes is in the middle. Richie English though is all over it for Doon. And Doon have it once more. Pass comes in from Jack Ryan in towards Barry Murphy. Murphy does well to get away from his man. Has a runner in Josh Ryan. Goal on here for Doon. That would probably seal it. Josh Ryan hooked by Kyle Hayes. Sensational stuff from Kyle Hayes. Yet again showing his defensive qualities. As we all know, he undoubtedly has to go with the attacking ones. Tony McCarthy finds Cahill Downs. Downs now. Could that be a big swing in the game? Downs delivers this towards Darren O'Connell. Touch from Darren O'Connell. Tommy Hayes was close by. O'Connell has it in hand. Tommy Hayes isn't letting him go far. Has done so legally in towards Cahill Downs. There's an extra man there in Paddy Artigan. It's not a great pass though, and they'll have to settle for the free will Kildimo Pallaskenry. Cahill Downs is beside himself with the pass and what happened there. Knew there was a goal on, but Matt, they'll have to settle for a Sean Barry free, which will put one score between them. But what a bit of skill from Kyle Hayes.
Yeah, what play from it was a beautifully delivered pass by Barry Murphy in the first place to put Josh Ryan through, and he was bearing down in goal, and one big man against another, and Kyle Hayes was the winner, back in his own full back line defending.
It's been some battle so far here as Sean Barry sends this one high and handsome over the bar. 22 minutes, Matt. 3-point game.
Yeah, 3-point game. Certainly still in the melting pot.
115 to 15 points in favour of Doon. That Dean Coleman goal, the difference between the sides here at the moment as Chris Thomas goes down that far sideline, gets the ball away and towards Pat Ryan. It's going to bounce though. Won by Eddie Stokes. Had a fine game today. Has Eddie Stokes showing his undoubted talent. Jack Cummins is going to go. He's going trying to follow Patrick in there with that delivery. Barry Murphy is there. Murphy, if he gets it in his hand, there's big danger. Murphy has it. He's going to look for a goal surely. Tries to find Pat Ryan with the pass. Didn't have the accuracy. And away come Kildimo Pallaskenry. It's a lovely ball to Kyle Hayes. Couldn't catch it though. And it's going to fall to Darragh O'Donovan. O'Donovan with the strike. 4 points in it yet again, Matt. Can't beat that kind of play from... It was Jack, I think Eddie Stokes that won the loose ball off Kyle Hayes. O'Donovan supplies the finish. Yeah,
an absolute sublime finish. Darragh O'Donovan racing onto it, and there was only going to be one result. He really split the post with that one.
116 to 150, or to 15 points, I should say, here in favour of Doon. And it's been an absolute thunderous second half. Kildimo Pallaskenry haven't gone away though, and they're not going to go away here. As Barry O'Connell, it's Kyle Hayes that has it. Brilliant bit of defending from Darragh O'Donovan. Will come back for a free though, and it's going to be a free for Sean Barry. Advantage not accruing there. A clear foul on Barry O'Connell, and it's going to be another one for Sean Barry, Matt. And we can might as well write this one down on our notebooks here in front of us.
Yeah, before you ask me to comment on it, I might as well You know, the commentator's curse seems to apply to everybody, but not Sean Barry.
Well, we've hit everyone with it before at this stage. But Matt, just on that last bit of play, they're looking for that goal, Kildimo, Pallaskenry. You know, they know they may need it to get back into things. Yeah, no, again, Sean Barry sends that one over, visibly limping, but 24 minutes of the second half gone. Sean Barry has got another score.
Yeah, sure, he's been their scorer in chief. It's a phenomenal return from Sean Barry.
Tomas Lynch goes short to Tommy Hayes before taking it back and launching it. And Lynch will deliver that one towards the edge of the D. It's going to bounce all the way back there for Davy Fitzgerald. Read exactly what was going on. Not the greatest of passes though. But they've done well as Connor staff into the middle of Cahill Downs, and Downs likes to make his way forward. He's well capable of putting these over the bar as Cahill Downs. That's exactly what Downs has done. Wonderful score for Kildimo Pallaskenry. It's a 2-point game, Matt.
Game on now, big time, game on. This is what we've seen Cahill Downs do right through the championship, and he moved on to that one, and there was only one result.
Only one result indeed, and Doon under pressure on their own defence now. Jack Cummins comes with it. Josh Ryan, maybe a bit of space for Josh to have a go. He decides to deliver it inside. Instead, Barry Murphy's looking to win it. Two Kildimo Pallaskenry defenders there. Comes back for Dean Coleman. What a pickup from Coleman. He's been fouled. It's going to be a free in for Doon. Matt, it could have been one of the goals of the championship, the way Coleman flicked that up on the run.
It could, but we you know, that goal down there has lived a bit of a charmed existence, even though Kildimo Pallaskenry are coming back above here at the other end. You know, that there have been a few last gasp interceptions. We've had that one, and we've had the one previously not too long ago by Kyle Hayes. You know, you'd have to say we're Doon to get a second goal in any one of those, that it would be game, set and match. But I think Adam English, you know, I think wisdom will prevail here, and he will put it over the bar.
And that's exactly what Adam English has done here. That's another score for Doon, another score for Adam English.
And there's a sub coming in for Kildimo Pallaskenry over here on the far side. First of all, we're trying to see who's going off.
It's Connor Staff that's gone off. I think it's
Connor
probably
Staff.
Dylan Corrigan, Matt. We'll check that one in a moment here as Kyle Hayes goes up for this one. Yeah, Dylan Corrigan is on, Matt. That's Kildimo Pallaskenry's second sub of the game as Doon tried to work this one out. Kyle Hayes has won a loose ball, and Hayes is on the run. He's got the shot away. What a score from Kyle Hayes. He pickpocketed the Doon defender coming out with the ball, and just a simple flick of the wrist, Matt, straight over the green spot here in Kilmallock. 2 points yet again.
Yeah, 2-point game again.
And away we come over on that far side. A big battle for possession here. Neither side able to win cleanly at the moment. Pat Ryan has it. 4 Kildimo Pallaskenry players around him. Somehow we found Darragh O'Donovan. O'Donovan looking for point number 3 of the game. He was on the 45 metre line. He somehow put it to the left and wide. One of the surprise of the game to see Darragh miss that, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, the fat is in the fire, as they say. We have just 3 minutes of normal time left, plus whatever Mike Sexton will choose to add on. It's going to be a very interesting final couple of minutes.
Indeed it is here. Anything could happen here in the final stages. One thing to be said though, it's been an excellent quarter final in the Bonsecures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship here as Darren O'Connell has picked up a loose ball. He's still going. Darren O'Connell looking for a free. Nothing forthcoming here, and Eddie Stokes will eventually clear this one for Doon. Tries to find Pat Ryan, but Tony McCarthy is all over it. McCarthy going. Poor hand pass though, straight into the breadbasket of Darragh O'Donovan onto Pat Ryan. Ryan looking for a bit of help. He's going to go for the shot. It's not a good one. Cian Hayes will battle for it. Hayes gets there ahead of Barry Murphy. Murphy does well to put a bit of pressure on, but Cian Hayes comes away with it, and John Chalk will absolutely launch this one. It's going to end up around Josh Ryan and Darren O'Connell. Neither of them able to win it. Sean Barry has it, looking for us first. From play, Sean Barry has put one between the sides.
Yeah, it's down to a 1-point game. Are we heading for extra time
on the horizon here in Kilmallock? Puck out taken quickly by Doon. Brilliant take from Adam English. English is on the run here, looking for one. Davy Fitzgerald is with him. English still going. What a score from English. 2 between them again.
Yeah, sure. Look, you know, what we've seen in this second half has been simply phenomenal, John, from both sides. Some of the scoring has been absolutely off the charts.
Indeed it has. It's 2 in it once again here in Kilmallock. Battle for this one. And it's Paddy Hartigan flicks it into Kyle Hayes. There's 2 men on him. Richie English is one of them. Gets the pass away to Barry O'Connell. O'Connell needs a bit of help as the hurley pull. Referee says no. No problem whatsoever, says Mike Sexton there. Cormac Ryan, brilliantly blocked by Hartigan. Cormac Ryan still going, kicks it ahead. Anything will do for Doon right now. Adam English has it, looks for a bit of help. Cool head from him into Eddie Stokes. Stokes gets the shot away. Does it have the accuracy? It certainly does from Stokes, and from nowhere, Matt. They're 3 points to the good once more.
Yeah, you know what it needs now at this stage, because we're coming close to 30 seconds of the end of regulation time. What it needs is the goal that Kildimo Pallaskenry have craved for since the start.
They're going to have 3.5 minutes to do it, Matt. The call has gone in saying there's 3 minutes of additional time. That point from Eddie Stokes putting 3 between them. Sean Barry will now have a chance to put 2 between them. Foul over on that far side. And there's 3 minutes now. It's gone around the field. There will be 3 minutes of injury time.
And Doon are readying a sub again.
Dylan Corrigan, the man fouled with that last one. And we're going to have a sub here for Doon.
David Eady is calling the attention of the referee. David, the linesman, of course, a well-known referee himself.
Indeed he is. One of the high-quality young referees in Limerick at the moment, Matt.
Absolutely.
There's going to be Garrett Thomas coming on for Doon in a moment or so. But first off, we've this free from Sean Barry. We're 20 seconds into at a time here in Kilmallock as Sean Barry strikes this one. And Matt, he's missed his first one of the game. That's a big surprise to see that one go to the left and wide.
Sean Barry is human after all.
It's the first sign we've seen of it.
Yeah, and the minute it left his stick, he knew it hadn't the desired result, because, you know, you could see him visibly shaking his head with disappointment.
I think it's Dean Coleman, the man to come off here for Doon. And it's Garrett Thomas on. So it's another 4th sub for Doon here as this one's taken short over to Josh Ryan. Ryan delivers this one. He delivers it long and in towards Barry Murphy and Keane Hayes. It's been a good battle since they came on into Pat Ryan. Ryan has it. The angle is tricky. He's going to be forced to come back outside. It's a good block there. Falls though for Adam English. But Davy Fitzgerald has done brilliantly to win it and avoid a couple of Doon defenders before delivering this one in towards Darren O'Connell. O'Connell has it in the hand. This could spell big danger here. Darren O'Connell still going. It's a good challenge from Josh Ryan. It's not a legal one though. Think, Matt, to be fair to Mike Sexton, it was a frontal one into the chest of Darren O'Connell.
Yeah, and this is a situation now, you know, where and I think John Chalk is making his way up. So we know what John Chalk has in mind. It'll be a repetition of what he did against Cappamore. So, you know, we can take it as read that Kildimo Pallaskenry are going for a goal.
Yes, John Chalk is coming up to take it. Matt, it is 30 or so metres out. It's not anywhere near the 21 metre line. And he's getting the final signal from Mike Sexton. Matt, he's going for it. That's the one thing we know for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, situation of the game. Doon leading 119 to 19 points. There's a goal between them. 3 minutes of added time. We've played 2 minutes of it. Chalk goes low. It's blocked on the line. Is there a reaction? There isn't. They're going to have it now. Doon through Darrow O'Donovan. Wasn't the best strike in the world from Chalky there. And Darrow O'Donovan has it under pressure from Kyle Hayes. Kicks it along. It's anywhere will do here at the moment. Chalky's in the middle of it now. Has it. Gets the hand pass to Barry O'Connell. There's plenty of players back. Garrett Thomas there for Doon. It's going to fall though maybe for Davy Fitzgerald and Adam English. Fitzgerald goes on with it. English chases it. Half hooked into the hand of Tommy Hayes. Goes the delivery. Hayes plays in the middle. It's not a great ball into Paddy Hartigan. Plays it to Sean Barry. Barry's going to be brilliantly blocked down by Jack Ryan. And Doon have it once more through Eddie Stokes. Run with it is the call from Eddie Stokes. He does that before finding Patrick Cummins. Cummins is clean through on goal. He's chased by Luke O'Keefe. Patrick Cummins to finish it. Brilliant save on the line. Brilliant save on the line. But there's been a throw to Hurley. It was Peter Nash on the line. Did he throw to Hurley himself, Matt? I thought Peter Nash saved it.
I thought he saved it as well.
Was there another Hurley come in?
Maybe.
It was the one before by Luke O'Keefe, Matt, as Patrick Cummins came away. The Hurley was thrown to this. The advantage will accrue eventually to Doon. That should do it.
That should do it, because Adam English is going to be stepping up to it. And you know something? Adam English isn't in one bit of a hurry.
No, and even to waste more time here, Doon are going to bring back on Cian O'Donovan by the looks of things. So he's readying himself to come back on, and Matt, I can safely say that is 100% of time wasting.
Yes.
Epic. So Adam English, a chance to give Doon a 4-point lead, and that will be that as far as we're concerned here. 64 minutes played here, and Adam English has got another for Doon. 120 to 19 points they lead. Cian O'Donovan for Cormac Ryan is the sub. So it's gone short to John Chalk. Barry Murphy is there putting him under pressure. Free out, says the referee. And it's gone short to Peter Nash. Nash will need to launch this, need to launch it quickly. It's a good strike from Peter. Will bounce in around the edge of the square. Kyle pulls, so does Richie. Richie got the hurl in. That's the full-time whistle. And Doon have come out on top of a thrilling Bonsecours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship quarter-final. Matt, well, I take a bit of a breath. Your thoughts on the game?
Oh, sure, look, it was one of those games that it was a privilege to be at. No, we had I suppose, you know, it was a competitive first half, but it was something of a lacklustre performance, you'd have to say, in the first 30 minutes overall by Doon. They began to find their rhythm coming into half-time, but by God, in the 10 minutes after half-time, that proved to be the crucial time in the game when they added 1-5 without reply. But John, full credit to Kildimo Pallaskenry. They kept pegging away at it. You know, they refused to lie down. It was... you know, they'll go away very, very disappointed that they have been beaten. But as we said at the very outset, John, they have marked themselves against one of the top teams, you know, and they're going to be in Section A next year. And like the all order of the same four being involved in the semi-final year in, year out, could now be under threat, because I think Kildimo Pallaskenry have shown enough there today, even though in defeat, that they have the wherewithal to cut the mustard in Section A. Indeed
they do, Matt. They've had a stunning year, sadly, in both hurling and football at the senior grade for them. It's finished at a quarter-final stage for them, but more importantly, from a development point of view, it's been huge. From Doon's point of view, yeah, they'll take learnings from it. Big learnings, I'd imagine. That first half in the semi-final will not be good enough. They'll know that. Finally, Matt, we've another one tomorrow, quarter-final, Patrickswell and South Liberties. What are your thoughts on that ahead of tomorrow?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm quite happy that when we were talking about the disparity between Section A and Section B, and we saw it closed a bit last year, there was another step in closing it today so far. And I think tomorrow is going to be a very, very tight game, because were South Liberties to bring the performance to the quarter-final that they brought last year, then I think they'll be in a good place. I think Patrickswell will probably win, but they'll earn it, John.
You can be sure of that. That's all from us here in Kilmallock on this Saturday afternoon. It is Doon that have come out on top, Matt. 120 to 19 points, the final score. Big thanks to Matt O'Callaghan for his always on top of notch analysis as per usual. We'll be back for that game tomorrow. So from here, that's it from us for now.